Thank you so much, Bonnie. Incidentally, I want to make certain that everyone understands this. I've already gotten questions from people who say, wait just a second, we're going to have breakout groups, and I want to attend more than one. Am I going to have to clone myself? The answer is that Bill Skach has not yet completed that project, and so that's not an option. But please understand, it is being live streamed, and by that I mean it will be archived. So you can go home for all the medical breakout groups, for all of the breakout groups that we're going to do this afternoon. You will be able to go back and watch every one of them, so you won't miss a minute of VLC. Just wanted to make that certain that you understood that. Now then, for my quick thank you, you heard this morning from Preston, from Mike Boyle, from Al Faro, from Bill Skach. You've heard from, you'll hear tomorrow from Bruce Marshall. Drusy Borowitz, I don't believe, is here. We talked about Tony Dermowitz, who has been added from the FDA. Is Drusy here? Okay, Drusy, you're not being forgotten. That really is what I wanted to say. And you just heard from Mark. Don't we have the most outstanding team ever working for a cure for this disease? Well, you're wrong. If you've done it again, it's obvious that you need some remedial instruction. If I ask any of these doctors or executives on the foundation, who is the most important people working as a team towards the cure of this disease, they would all stand up and they would all point right back at you. You are the most important part of this team. You are the key to this foundation. And incidentally, what we're doing now, all the good news, it's standing on the shoulders of those who have gone before us. It wasn't luck. The history of this foundation, and Preston can tell this story better than anyone, the history of this foundation is a group of dedicated parents and other people who have a connection to this disease, and some of those who don't, all of a sudden gathering and making decisions, historically making decisions that foundations for other diseases not only haven't done, they haven't even thought of. They go and they say, what's the secret of success to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation? And you can go back and you can answer the question each time with, the secret is you. It was in 1961 with money raised by you that we started the Care Center Network. How many diseases, how many foundations do you know of that have a care center network where doctors are dedicated solely to that disease and the research in that disease? The patient registry was done in 1966 with money raised by you. You're the ones that all of a sudden caused it to happen. And even now, as we go to the FDA in order to look for serotyping, and we work with that, they say it's your registry that gives you the advantage. We've got diseases even today that haven't even thought about doing a patient registry. The Research Development Program started in 1982. Financial assistance created by you. Discovery of the CF gene, 1989, Francis Collins, now the head of the NIH. And when you talk to him about what is the model, he points to the CF Foundation. And why? Because of you. Therapeutics Development Network, Pulmozyme, Toby, Venture Philanthropy, High Throughput Screening, Kalydeco, Orkambi, Symdeco, all because of you. No, stand up and give yourselves a hand. You are the ones who are responsible for this success. Stand up and give yourselves a hand. As I said, this is remedial work right now. I want you to turn to somebody that you don't know. I want you to take their hand, and I want you to say thank you to them. And one more thing, it's important that we do this. Make a promise to them until it's done. Well, we've taken another unique step. We've done one more thing that others haven't done. We created the Volunteer Leadership Council so that the chapters would have the opportunity to talk to other chapters and to talk to the national. We're no longer siloed. We want everyone's help. We created this 3 years ago with 4 committees. I'm going to tell you about those 4 committees just briefly. Andy Lippman, individual with cystic fibrosis from the Georgia chapter from Atlanta. Volunteer Engagement, Angie Kinney from Western Pennsylvania chapter. Outreach by Lori Yoder from the Greater Illinois Chicago chapter. Individual Giving with Paul Matenko, our national co-chair from Orange County, California. Those committees were so incredibly successful that we decided we could do more. And so we started a Great Strides Committee chaired by Ginger Birnbaum. And she's my cohort last year and from the Tennessee chapter in Chattanooga. And tomorrow's leader was formed with Jessica Coniglio from the Carolinas chapter in Charlotte. All the people who are chairs and all the people who are members of that committee, would you please stand and be recognized by everybody? What are these folks doing? Well, I'll tell you what they're doing. They're developing and sharing best practices. They're promoting continuous exchange of ideas between and among chapters. They are encouraging others individually and collectively, and they're actively engaged with the national office in order to further its mission. No longer does someone say, well, I'm from the Rocky Mountain chapter, how are we doing? People are now able to say, how are we doing? And we mean the entire nation. That's a wonderful thing. These 6 committees were so successful that we decided, oh, why not start another? So this year we're starting the Advocacy Committee. I have a little, yes, that's exactly right. I have a little white piece of ribbon. Mary Dwight is around here. She's got all sorts of little white ribbons. All you need to do is you need to see her, get a little white ribbon. Right now, we'll let you have one based on the promise that you're going to be an advocate for the CF Foundation. Incidentally, I said to Mary, I've got one dream in my life. I want the National Rifle Association to say, gee, I wish I were as effective as the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So, now it's time to recognize the new members of the Volunteer Leadership Council. These people will be invited to join committees. They will begin to work. I want every person in this room to aspire to join the council. The council is an important body and organization. It is nominated by the executive director. It is sent to the national office. Those people go through a vetting process, and the National Board of Trustees votes on the people who are ultimately selected to the council. Those people then are able to be the leaders of our leaders, and they are able to continue the mission of the foundation. I would like all of those people who have received their letter that they are now members of the foundation to please stand and be recognized. This is the 2018 leadership group. And like Hotel California, you can check out, but you can never leave. Once you are on the council, you will always be on the council. I'm going to turn this back over to Bonnie. I do want you to understand that we're going to have a picture taken of all the new members of the council, and I'd ask them to come up at the break. We're going to have a break, and we'll go into the breakout groups afterwards. Thank you very, very much. It's always a pleasure to visit with you.